Hello, everyone, and welcome to the best and worst of Walt Disney World. I am your host, and in this week's I am your host, Rhino Clavin, and in this week's episode, we're going to be talking about the best things to do after the park closes. To join me for this discussion, we've got Charles Boda.
Hello.
Jackie Gailey.
Hi.
Steve Porter.
Hello.
And the man that makes it happen, Greg Williams.
Ahoy.
And like I said, we will be discussing the best things to do after the park closes. So, Charles, you know what? Why don't you kick it off? Because you've got a very...
broad topic?
Yes, you sure do. You sure do, pal. It seems like the obvious... It not to be rude. It felt like the obvious one, but then you were very adamant about what you like to do there. So
Yeah, well, I mean, it is obvious because it's true and right, and everybody can probably guess what I'm going to say, but Disney Springs. Me personally, I like to go to, like a lounge or anything like that. The Edison is one that I like to hang out at. But even just walking around, even if you take out the extra stuff that they do seasonally, the decorations or the tree trails or stuff like that, if you like to shop, you can do that there. If you like to eat, you can do that there. But frankly, just
there's outdoor entertainment.
Yeah, there's outdoor entertainment. The vibe is really good. It's like, it's like walking around a little city, like a little city marketplace. And it's fun even just for a stroll. Even if you don't spend money there, you can have a good time. There are plenty of offerings there. It's an entire place. It's kind of hard to break down what you could do. There are a billion things you could do there. The last time I was there, I did the Void Star Wars experience thing.
I did that the last time I was there too.
Yeah, and the thing is, there are a bunch of little things that you might not know are there or you've never done before. I've been singing bands at House of Blues for 20 plus years now. You can bowl. I mean, it's an entire thing in and of itself. It would feel weird to come for a Walt Disney World vacation and not at least spend some significant time in Disney Springs.
Yeah, I enjoy that it is in Disney World, one of the places where you really don't have to have a plan of attack to go there. You can just go and roam. You know? And I appreciate that. Plus, especially with all the outdoor entertainment that they offer all year round, but then during the holidays, sometimes they'll do the Mac store will have the Mac Snowball and stuff like that. You never know what you're going to kind of walk into that's a little bit extra, stuff down there that you, like what you said, you don't have to pay for. You can literally just walk around and be like, okay, this is the day that I am saving money.
But sometimes it's awful because sometimes I don't want to hear didgeridoo music, and other times I don't want to hear freestyle rapping just in a random corner of a food truck place. Sometimes I just want to be able to enjoy the atmosphere without hearing crap.
To consider this though, like to keep you in the Disney bubble, they give you the theme parks and then they give you their own little city. If you're walking through a regular city, somebody's banging on overturned buckets and playing the drums. You hear stuff that is annoying all the time, and I like that about Disney Springs. Maybe I walk past somebody annoying me.
I would love that.
Family-friendly stuff.
I would love that if we could get people out there that are banging on the overturned buckets with a random saxophone player just doing their thing. It's too fancy with the didgeridoos and violins and stuff. I want to take it down a couple notches.
They've gone too far. Yeah. Well, Greg, why don't we go over to yours? One things that you definitely recommend and that you like, and that's the hotel lobby bars.
Yes, the lobby bars are all open decently late enough so that you can almost always get a cocktail after you're getting back from the parks, unless you're doing like extra magic hours and staying out really late. But there are so many good ones out there that I think are worth checking out. Like Victoria Falls at Animal Kingdom Lodge is amazing. We talk about it all the time on the show. Geyser Point over at Wilderness Lodge,
one of my favorites.
Amazing. Over at the Port Orleans style, going to the River Roost, and if you time it right, catching a Yeehaw Bob show, and there's just amazing bars at some of these hotels, and then there's some that aren't as good. So it doesn't matter what they try to do to spice up Martha's Vineyard. That's just never going to be exciting. But, maybe you just say, okay, well, I'm going to walk across and technically go to like Abracadabra and instead in that way. So I think that is something that everyone should do if they want a good time, and they're staying at a good hotel with them.
You're at Disney. You're on Disney property. It's not going to be just I'm just going to a bar after I'm done at the parks. You're going to like a fully themed. You mentioned Abracadabra. There's a lot of stuff. That it might not be like overly energetic, but there's a lot of like little things you can get lost in looking at, like the wallpaper and the different knickknacks they have around there. He didn't bring it up, but Trader Sam's here. I know we said that it's different than the California one, but sometimes they'll have some music out there on the patio, and you time it right. Like there's some I was going to say fireworks, but the park's supposed to already be closed, so whatever. I ruined it for myself.
No, because if you didn't buy the park hopper, if you didn't do that, then if you went to a park that closed early, then you might miss out on that.
True. One of our favorite things is at Geyser Point, if you get a table near the water, you can watch the electrical, the water pageant goes through there. And I do really like that. I seem to always be there at just that time. I'm just lucky about that thing. But so Steve, you had another good one that I didn't even think of because I thought this closed early. So the late night swimming in the pools.
Yeah. So I was double checking, and it looks like most pools are going to be open till 11. Some close at midnight. It seems kind of like it varies, so check with your resort. Obviously, you don't want to get in trouble. But yeah, it looks like 11 or 12, just depending on maybe the season. Maybe that's why there's some a little bit of variety there. But you've had a long hot day in the summer. Gets up to 95 degrees, and then you can kind of cool down in the pool at night. A lot of people think, I'm going to take a pool day and, not go to a park one day. Well, I say you go to the park that day and then go to the pool at night.
I need about 30 minutes of swimming. Like when I go to swim, I like lounge swimming and I like going to water parks and stuff like that. But if I'm like, I need to cool off and I want to go for a dip and swim around, that's like a 30-minute activity for me. I just like, that's how I did it when I used to live on the water back home and stuff, is I just, go in, you swim for a little bit till your body's like, swimming is a full body workout. You're disgusting. Get out of here. And then I'm done.
Well, you can just stand in the pool. You don't actually even have to do anything. They have shallow ends.
I've also noticed at night the pools are way less crowded because, there's not a lot of little kids around. So you have the pool almost to yourself, not always to yourself, but sometimes to yourself.
Yep. And that's a big deal. And on top of that, in Florida, especially on those really, really hot days, I don't like where you can be standing in a pool that's cold, but at the same time, you're still sweating because of the sun. So for me, I don't like pools in the daytime. If I go into a pool, it will be at night. Yeah. And anymore, I don't go into Disney pools. It's just people.
Jeremy. Jackie, what about you? You got a fun one that I know a lot of my friends always want to go here, and I hate it. But
you do.
I do too.
I get migraines going here, but that's just me. I'm just a wet blanket sometimes. But go on, you like it. I
just let her say it.
Say it.
My favorite thing to do after the parks close is to go to Jelly Rolls. Mm-hmm. And it's a dueling piano bar, and it's over on the boardwalk, and it's really fun to me. So there's just a little bit of so there's a cover charge. Let me just start with that. There is a little bit of a cover charge. Last time I was there, it was $10 a person. You have to be 21 to go there. So it's not a thing that you can do with the family, unfortunately.
But that can be a nice break.
But yeah, if you have your kids go to, to have a babysitter, then you can go out for dinner and then go to Jelly Rolls to cap off the night. Really fun. So what they do is you write a song on the back of a napkin, and you go up and you stick it on one of the two pianos, and they
with a 20.
Yeah, your tips are.
That's how it definitely gets played.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a small place, so there's not a ton of room. It fills up pretty quick. So really fun, though. Really fun place to go. And they'll play anything. So, there's not a specific genre that they'll play. They'll play whatever. And
as long as it's clean.
Well, that's true. Yeah, that's important. Yeah.
Yeah, there's other piano bars out there. Like if you've been to Universal and went to Pat O'Brien's, they will truly play anything, clean or dirty. And you won't get that at Jelly Rolls. They will stick to a lot of standards, a lot of Billy Joel's, Elton John's, normal piano songs that stray away from foul language. Even though everyone's of age, it's still Disney. There's no reason to be cursing left and right all night.
No Public Enemy.
Hey, no, unfortunately not. No NWA either.
Well,
They encourage you to try to stump them, though. They do encourage people to try to like.
I'm not sure that it would be very hard. I'm not trying to be rude. My experience there is they're like slamming on those pianos, and it's like it is not a big room. So you're like right there next to a really loud piano. But
I'm going to stump him. Piano man. Tiny dancer.
Something really saxophone heavy. But that's our instrument of the day, saxophone. I understand why people do like it. It's just not for me necessarily. You know, I'm also one of those people where I don't like live music. A lot of times when I'm going to a bar to have a conversation with somebody, I do like that it exists though as as a nice place for like adults to go, that there's no kids there or anything like that. But if you're over there, why aren't you busting a move after you've done a Jelly Rolls over at Atlantic Dance Hall?
Was that your segue?
That was my segue. Atlantic Dance Hall right over there, the saddest nightclub one can find. It reminds me of like somebody having an old hotel, and they were like, "What do we do in this lobby? We can't put anyone in the rooms anymore." And they're like, "Play some music, Todd. That's what we'll do." And he turns it on, and he starts dancing, and the ghosts of all the guests of past come and dance in there, and they're sad because they can never leave. And that's what Atlantic Dance Hall is. But it can be so ridiculous and fun. And then sometimes they have themed nights, or they used to. It was like 80s, 90s, And so like I appreciate having somewhere to dance, because I'm not good at it, but I do always want to go dancing. And that is the thing I miss the most about Downtown Disney getting its makeover, is like I wish they had kept one of the clubs, because I would have really liked, like, Disney was clean and safe, and like, an environment like that to go dancing in. And so I miss that, because there is nothing like that at Disney World other than the Atlantic Dance Hall.
And we judge Atlantic Dance Hall because until like about 11:30, it is pretty boring.
Yeah.
But then once you get all the drunks who are like, I need that one last drink, or what ends up being like 4 or 5, they go to Jelly Rolls first, and they're like, cover? No. And then they go to Atlantic Dance Hall.
Like, please come in.
And I only say this as being one of those embarrassing people who's been like, nope, not going over to Atlantic Dance Hall. And so I've been that person, and everyone in there is having fun. If there's people in there, they're all having fun, because everyone is just looking for those last couple drinks of the night and just stumbling around. I'm sure there's video recorded of the dancing. Everyone thinks they're like doing really well, and everyone's just really...
So would you say that Atlantic Dance Hall is the place for last call at the Walt Disney World Resort?
Yes.
Well, that's actually a good segue to the end, I guess, Charles. So, there you have our list there. That's Atlantic Dance Hall, Jelly Rolls, late night swimming in the pools, hotel lobby bars, and, of course, all the entertainment at Disney Springs. Charles specifically likes the Edison down there. Let us know what you think are the best things to do after the park closes. If you're watching, please leave those comments in the section below. We'd love to see what you have to say. If you are listening to this on iTunes, please rate and review the podcast, of course. If you are watching on YouTube, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Stay up to date on all the content that we upload on here, and make sure you click that little bell, and you'll get notified whenever there's something new out there. That will do it, I think. Thank you guys for this conversation. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Remember, we're open to suggestions for future episodes, but that'll do it for this one of the best and worst of Walt Disney World. Thanks for watching, everybody.